everyone, and welcome. Well, it's finally happened. We're on lockdown here in Alabama, and I really don't know what that means because it seems like there are more people out now than there were before the lockdown. So now the government is telling people to wear face masks as opposed to the beginning they were telling people not to. And even if you have a beard, you can still wear a face mask. It doesn't have the same premise as wearing a face mask to keep from breathing in a biological or chemical agent. Today I'm going to make 3 different masks, one being very difficult to make and then the last one being very easy to make. This is the material that I'm going to use for this project. It's 100% cotton, and these are actually a pants leg from where I cut a pair of full-length pants into a pair of shorts because they got so wore out around the knees. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these seams out, and these will be the straps for the mask. Alright, so here's my material for my mask and my straps. Now that I have my fabric, I'm going to lay out a 6x9 rectangle, and I'm going to use a piece of paper that I laid out 6x9 as my template. When you're laying out your pattern, do it on the piece that you know is going to be on the inside, because once you stitch this together, you're going to turn it inside out, and that way there your marks won't show. Now all I got to do is cut my patterns out. Take your ruler and line it up with the edge of your material on the 9-inch side, then come over 3.5 inches and place a mark, and then come over 5.5 inches and place a mark. This 2-inch area will be unstitched and create an opening for which you can turn your mask right side out. Next, I'm going to take and make a mark 1/4 inch from the edge all the way around to use as my guide as I'm stitching. So here's the layout, and all I got to do is stitch these 2 pieces together. With this leftover material, I'm going to make a couple of extra tie straps for this mask. They're going to be 1.5 inches wide by 16 inches long. I got all the pieces stitched together. Now I'm going to turn my mask right side out. With my mask turned right side out, it's time to determine whether I want to put pleats in it. And in this one I am. To get my marks for my pleats, I simply folded my mask in half and got a center line. Then I went 1/4 inch from the center line on this side and 1/4 inch from that side, and it'll give me a 1/2 inch pleat. Then from this mark I went 1 inch and put a mark. And then from that mark I went a 1/2 inch and put another one. And I did the same thing on the bottom, so that my pleats look kind of like so when I'm done. Once you get your pleats pinned, you can take and go ahead and start putting your straps on by starting up here at the top and stitching 1 strap on, then running a saddle stitch all the way down across your pleats to your bottom strap. So this is what this is what the final mask will look like when you get your pleats put in there. And the reason why I say put the pleats in there is because it helps hug your face a little bit better. This is what the finished mask looks like when you get it tied on. Another rendition of this mask would be to use 4 pieces of paracord that are cut 14 inches long. Take and tie you a knot on one end of each one of them. And then where your stitching is, take and insert it through the stitches, kind of up high like so. So that when you go to turn this out, the knot will be on the inside, keeping it from pulling through your stitching. Like so. And as an added bonus, because you use paracord, you can tell everybody that you made a survival mask, because everybody knows that once you add paracord to something, it becomes a survival item. And that's how this one looks. And I'll be honest, it took a ton of work to get this mask completed, because I didn't use a sewing machine. I hand stitched every bit of it, and it would probably be a lot easier if you did have a sewing machine. But there are easier alternatives out there than this type of mask. Now, I always have a bandana with me wherever I go. They're incredibly handy. So just take your bandana and fold it about in half, like so. Then flip it over. Take the bottom half and fold it up just a couple of inches like that, and take the top and fold it a couple of inches like that. Take your 2 rubber bands and make sure that you stretch them out first. Place one on this end. Take the other one, again, stretch it out, and put it on the other end. And take your 2 ends and fold them on top of each other, and it doesn't matter which way they go. Take your rubber bands and kind of pull them out a little bit. And again, it doesn't matter which end you use. Tuck one end into the other. Kind of flatten it out a little bit. And there you have a ready-made face mask. And the beauty about this particular style is that you can adjust it by pulling on the top and the bottom of it to make it wider. And that's a lot easier than going through and cutting pieces and stitching pieces and so forth and so on. In about 2 minutes, you have a face mask. So there you have 3 different types of masks, with this one being the easiest. And this one is also my favorite because, like I said, I always carry a bandana. So good luck out there, and hopefully we'll see y'all next time.